Yo, what's good, everybody? It's J Star, and I wanted to put this video together. Try not to make it too long, but I want to talk some of the terms that we use and what the actual words really mean, and kind of how we've twisted them up and have gotten into arguments and debates and, just going nuts a little bit over the terms that we use so casually that we don't realize, like, yo, we arguing over some words and we ain't even using them in their proper context. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get into it real quick. Alright, so off the bat, let's talk authorized and unauthorized, okay? Because these words are used all the time, and it seems like if somebody says authorized, they mean authentic. And if somebody says unauthorized, they mean fake. And the fact of the matter is, the word authorized or unauthorized, it just basically means, was it given permission to be kind of released? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the sneakers, it's like, were the shoes authorized to be released? That has nothing to do with the makeup of the shoe. That has nothing to do if the shoes is real or fake or anything like that. It's just like, yo, did the company give permission for them kicks to be released and sold to the public? Yes or no? That's really what authorized and unauthorized is. Sometimes I think we take it too far. If you want to break it down to something real simple, it's like, think about samples and promotional products, right? A lot of times you'll see the tags on those products, they'll say something like, not for resale, do not sell. Because they're samples. They're just out there to help as a marketing tool to sell the actual product. You know what I mean? So when you see dudes copping samples and stuff, they ain't saying, oh, them samples is unauthorized, they fake, right? So it's just something I was kind of thinking about. But authorized and unauthorized really has nothing to do with the makeup of a shoe. It's just, was the shoes given permission to be released or not? Alright, so let's talk about the word authentic, okay? So I'm going to kind of loop back to this word at the end, but, basically it's just, was it done in the traditional and original way? Now I understand, like, the so-called fake companies can say that, oh, well, we did it in the original way and all of that stuff, but really it's kind of a broad brush when you think of the word authentic by itself. So at the end, we'll come back around and discuss this word because there's some other words that kind of will help people understand what we mean in the sneaker world when we say, hey, are those shoes authentic or not? Alright, so the word replica. Alright, so replica is a copy or reproduction of a work of art. Okay, so basically it's just that, a reproduction. Okay, so if you really think about it, when the so-called fake companies call their products a replica, I mean, it kind of fits the definition of a replica, right? It's just kind of a reproduction of what we would call authentic. Okay, cool. Here's the thing though, like, really, if you think about it, the retros that you pick up at your Nike Towns and your Foot Lockers and stuff like that, those retros are in fact replicas themselves, because the originals dropped, if you're talking about an Air Jordan 11, you're talking about 1995, 1996. You're talking about an Air Jordan 6, you're talking about 1991. You see what I mean? So the originals released way back when. Everything that's being reproduced now is just that, being reproduced. It's a reproduction, so therefore it's a replica. So when you think of that word, it's kind of like, okay, the companies that are selling fake products, they use that word because really it kind of fits what they do. It's just like if you go to a football stadium, you buy yourself a jersey of your favorite team, an authentic jersey. It might cost you like $140 or something like that. But then you can go to, like, Champs or somewhere and get a replica of it for like $75, right? Now, does that make either one of those products real or fake? No, they're just a reproduction, so they're actually true to the definition in both cases. Alright, so let's talk about the word fake. Okay, so the word fake basically means it's not genuine. Okay, genuine, we'll talk about that word here in a minute. It means it's a forgery. The word fake means it's a forgery. So when somebody says, yo, your kicks is fake, what they're basically saying is they are a knockoff. They are counterfeit, right? The arguments that go back and forth about, well, my shoes look just as good as yours, that don't really matter. Your shoes could look better. It doesn't, that's not really, that doesn't make them real. They're still fake. They're still a forgery. Okay, that needs to be understood because that is what the term means. Now, somebody brought this up to me. I thought it was kind of interesting, so I thought, all right. Somebody said, well, that ain't no different than going to the supermarket and getting the cereals, and you know how they have like Fruit Loops and Fruity O's. I'm like, that's totally not what this is, because the fake company isn't taking an Air Jordan, making it look just like the Air Jordan, but changing the logo to maybe a dude shooting a jumper and calling them Air Jumpers. No, they're calling them Air Jordans because they're stealing the actual trademark, the logo, everything from another company. When you go to the supermarket and you see Fruity-O's sitting next to Fruit Loops, it ain't like you taking the Fruity-O's home and being like, yo, these is Fruit Loops. Because they ain't calling them that. They're not stealing anything from Fruit Loops. You see what I'm saying? They're not stealing it. They're letting you know right up front, yo, this is not Fruit Loops. These is some Fruity-O's. You get what I'm saying? So when we talk about fake, that's what it means. It doesn't, I understand the reasons for people to say, yo, I'm buying these because they don't like going through I understand all of that, completely understand it. The people that rock them and have no problem telling you that that's what they do, I have no problem with them either. But the people that are trying to like somehow convince people that these fake shoes are in fact authentic or genuine, that's where the problem comes in. That's where you see a lot of the arguments going on. And I just feel like these terms, we really need to kind of iron them out so that we know moving forward what's going on. Now, obviously, not everybody's going to watch this vid and understand what I'm trying to say. But the word fake basically means forgery, which is counterfeit. All right, so let's talk about real. Real is not an imitation. Real is not artificial. Real is genuine, okay? And when you go and find out what genuine means something is truly what it is said to be, authentic. Okay, so you take those three words, authentic, real, and genuine. When you think of these kicks, that's the three words that should work together for you to understand what we are talking about when we say, is that shoe real or is that shoe fake? Fake is a forgery. There's no way around it. I completely understand, like I mentioned before, the shoes can look great. You know, they can look almost identical. They can be cheap, all of that stuff. It still doesn't negate the fact that it's a counterfeit product. It's a forgery. It is fake. All right. So when we have these discussions, you know, let's try to move forward thinking about some of the words and some of the terms that we use, because I think that'll just help everybody all together. And one of the primary reasons I did that is for the debate that's been going on and for the arguments that's been going on. But another reason is there are so many people out here that are new to sneakers, that are new to shopping online, that they just type in the words Air Jordan in a Google search and they see, oh, Super Perfect Jordans for $89. They are thinking with their common sense, perfect means perfect. But when they get the shoe, they realize it's not. And these companies out here that have gotten people on YouTube and gotten people in social media to use these terms to describe their product, their fake product, is, to me, that's almost a bigger crime than the people that are out here supporting and selling the kicks and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like we've kind of been, you know, bamboozled with terminology that has clouded things, and us so-called purists in the sneaker world, we've kind of just adopted these words without really stopping and saying, hold up, that ain't even, it shouldn't even be like that. And that's what I wanted to do here, is to kind of help the consumer and then help us, because really this arguing and stuff is crazy. And let's just get to the root of what these words really mean and move forward and think not only about the products, but think about the words that we're using when we describe this stuff. Lastly, I will talk about authorized and unauthorized retailers, resellers, all of that stuff in another video. Rate, comment, subscribe, post your comments below. Thanks. I'm not sure where the subscribe button is, but help a brother out and click it. Peace.